episode 4. Today we're touching on my battle with COVID, some projects I'm working on in the house, things to come on the channel. So I'm going to start off just telling you, at work, somebody got sick. I worked around them. They were being irresponsible with their mask. Put it down, walked around me all day. Next day called, said, oh, someone in my family tested positive, so I need to stay out. Well, guess what? The very next day after that, I felt like crap. Like, I really felt bad. So I went home from work and I said, look, I'm not feeling good. And, the manager was like, you better go get tested. So, I waited. Then my sense of smell and taste started going, and I really was against the testing because they stick that thing up in your nose and then boom, all of a sudden, guess what? You can't smell for like 6 months. So something ain't right with that. But I did it because that's what I had to do because I was sick and I needed the time. I needed to stay out of work and try to heal. So after that, for about 10, 11 days, I was in bed 75-80% of the time. Had a couple nights there where I felt like I couldn't breathe, and thank God I had a blood monitoring thing I put on my finger and I tell you your blood oxygen. So I felt very uncomfortable and felt like I couldn't breathe, but my blood oxygen was still 97, 98%, so I was fine. I just felt extremely uncomfortable, and I was locked in the room for, 75-80% of the time. I couldn't touch anything. My wife was like, don't touch this, don't touch that, don't cook yourself food. I was completely reliant on her, which was great. She treated me pretty good, but it was just very frustrating because I'm used to cooking and cleaning and, not having to ask permission to do stuff. But, we followed all the protocols, and thank God she stayed healthy and I got better. I don't know, after my 10-day quarantine, I think it was 11, 12 days, I got cleared by the Department of Health and went back to work, and I still wasn't feeling good. I was feeling pretty crappy. So after that, I started working. It was Easter weekend, so very busy weekend at my job. And I'm just like, wow, this is still kicking my butt. And, management was good. They let me go home early, do shorter shifts, not do as much as I usually do. I was still walking 10, 11 miles a day. I usually do 12, 13. So it's a lot on the body, and my lungs weren't functioning properly. So, after about 10 days of me being sick, I finally said, you know what? I'm going to go call my doctor. And then the doctor put me out of work for another 2 weeks, which is terrible. It's been financially difficult, but luckily I had short-term disability insurance and they approved me for a 2-week disability, so I'm going to get some money, but it's not going to be till down the line, So it's like, okay, I know it's coming, but it ain't here now, and we still got our bills we got to pay. So that's pretty much the story of me and my sickness, other than the COVID brain. The COVID brain kind of really affected me, I thought it was coming down with dementia. Wasn't really hallucinating or anything, but I just kind of lost contact with reality. But it kind of gave me the wherewithal to say, wow, let me start a YouTube channel, let me do this, let me do that. I started writing again, which I haven't done since I was in college like 10 years ago. Started working on videos and making TikTok, YouTube. I'm just, I'm grinding right now. I'm always on the clock now, which is good. And this is stuff that I enjoy. So, it might not be getting a lot of views, but maybe somewhere down the line we'll get it. So the COVID brain, it's real. Just ask my wife and my family members, But it's starting to fade now. I'm starting to feel more like myself, Eating breakfast, drinking coffee, hitting the vape in the morning, and bam, back to regular Beano. So today, being the last day of my disability, the uploads are probably going to slow down because I'm going to go back to working 45, 50 hours a week again, and then being exhausted when I come home every day, which is terrible, but, it's what you got to do to pay your bills. So anyway, that's COVID brain. I'm just going to touch on a couple things I got planned for the channel in the near future. Going to have some flower planting, some plant feeding. I'm going to show you how to mix up the proper nutrients into your water. I use Mega Crop right now. It's a very good product. It's 9, 6, 17 NPK values, if you know anything about that. From there, I'm thinking about doing some workout videos in the backyard. I'm going to call them backyard barbells. I'm starting to pump again. I used to be a bodybuilder. Don't really want to go down that road again, but I would like to get healthy in shape and strong because I'm definitely weak. compared to where I usually am. And you know, I've been lifting very light, and I've been trying to do a little cardio and get myself whooped back into shape. But it's going to be a long road because I'm out of shape. Another thing I'm thinking of showing you guys on the channel is like DIY projects, because I've been doing a lot of stuff for my wife in the house. I put up a couple shelves the other day, put up a pegboard, and you know, I'm not really good at that stuff, and it's very difficult for me, but you know, we got it done, and I'm accurate to within 0.2 of an inch, which honestly, when you're doing construction, you should be a little more accurate than that. But with shims and screws and everything, you know, I was able to get everything relatively level. Like with the eye check, you can tell. You put the level on it, it's off a little bit. But what are you gonna do? That's how it goes. So this is a canna. This is gonna be going into one of our flower gardens. My wife makes me dig these up every year because there's a big ball at the bottom and it replicates. But honestly, I was reading about it and I think it would be fine, honestly. Just leave it in the ground, you know. Cut it off at the top, leave it in the ground over the winter, and it's gonna come back in the summer. But that's just me, but I'll do whatever she says. You guys know how that is. Before I got married, everybody said, hey Al, don't do it. You know, we know you love your wife and stuff, but just don't do it because it's gonna change. And it changed a little. But, you know, mainly I'm working on myself and my communication, because telling the other person in the relationship to go screw themselves, you know, never goes over well. So it's all about healthy communication. These here, these are a couple, it's a little 4-pack of coleus. These ones are purple. I love the purple plants. Purple's nice. These ones are the other coleus. These are my more favorite, green and pink. Very beautiful. We'll be putting these in the flower garden. And then last but not least, I got, oh, it's another coleus. It's just a little bigger. And we have a solar light up front. Probably going to make some videos on TikTok of me removing the dirt, putting in some fresh dirt, and then putting in the coleuses because they're beautiful. And all the neighbors always say, wow, that's such a nice plant you have there. And we say, yeah, you know, do the work. You'll have something nice like that too. A little bit of a show and tell moment here. This is my ppm meter. So when you're adding your plant food into your gallon of water, you know, you stick this in the top and it'll give you the reading on, you know, usually I try to keep it under 1,000 ppm, and then that usually is enough to keep the plants healthy. So that's going to be it this morning. You know, I'm still going to finish my coffee, finish my vape. I got a couple papers I got to fill out for the government. My wife wants me to clean out the epoxy containers because, you know, we want to do some crafting later, maybe make a video of that. And, you know, I got to get my day going. It's about, what, 9 o'clock? Yeah, 8:57 a.m. So it's Monday. Like I said, this is the last day. I'm out. Back to work on Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'm excited. First day of golf league. It's going to be a big year. Me and my partner, I got my A partner back, so hopefully he's going to take the A spot in the lineup, play against the better golfers. And that'll put me in the B spot, playing against the less skilled golfers, and I usually play pretty well if I'm getting strokes. If I'm playing this against somebody, I'm getting a few strokes, I can usually work it and get the win. But if I'm giving strokes, it gets in my head and I get all like, oh, I got to give this guy a stroke on this hole. And I'll like push my tee shot and hit a crappy second shot. And then around the green, I'm usually pretty good. I'll get the third one on and 2-putt usually, but that's good for a double bogey usually, you know, single, double bogey. But I did, what was that? The other day I played a practice round. I drove it under the tree on the second hole at Vassar Golf Course, for those that are familiar with it. I'm like, damn, I'm under the tree. This isn't a great spot. It's right near the green, this tree that I hit it there. And I had a couple people with me, and I said, watch this. I'm going to show you exactly, because I was trying kind of teaching them. I said, watch this. This is going to be a beautiful shot. And I just pitched it up in the air, and luckily it got through all the branches, hit the green, rolled right in the hole, and I lost my shit. I went ape shit, because that was an eagle, and that was only my second eagle, and I was like so happy about it. So that's going to do it for Coffee with Beano episode 4. And really, I want you to like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. I'm going to create a premium, and you can pay me $5 a month. I'd really appreciate it. It can go into me getting some camera equipment and stuff like that, because I'm doing it on the iPhone, the crappy little tripod right now. It's working, but it could be better. All right, that's Coffee with Beano. Have a good day.